What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. So today is gonna be a little bit of a different video. Um We're gonna talk about growing up JAmerican. um so if you didn't, oh wait, hold on, before I even get started, if you haven't already liked and not liked if you haven't already subscribed to this video, go ahead and subscribe down below. I'm so happy for you to join the Bricks family. And if you're new here, my name is Brianna, and welcome to my channel. So, without further ado, let's get into it.
Baby, I'm talking crazy. I need you running my space, but I need it, baby. I'm late, but I still can check in with you. I know that I need my friends, but
Alright, you guys, so okay, let's talk about my upbringing and my childhood. So I was born here in the United States. I am the firstborn American in my family. My mom and dad immigrated to the United States in the 90s. I want to say 1990. And after about either 1990 or 1991. And my mom wanted to wait 5 years before having a child. So during that time, they were working and trying to get their lives situated before actually coming here. And you know, my dad went and got his degree. My dad went to Norfolk State University. He is class of 2000. I was born in 1996. So my mom, when my parents divorced, let me start there. When my parents divorced, I was around 2 years old, and my dad then moved to Maryland, and my mom stayed down here in Virginia. So I have always been here in Virginia, but I have had like sort of like a split life in Virginia and in Maryland, even though I only went to Maryland during like breaks like Christmas and summer, spring break. I only went during the main breaks. I think I had a pretty normal childhood. I will say that I did have more opportunities than more kids my age, and I don't think that makes me better than anybody. I don't think I've ever thought that I would be better than anybody. I'm nowhere near that. But I can see how a lot of people my age at that time frame did think that you know, I was better than them or saw me as a threat in any way. It was definitely different at that time frame. I personally grew up in a time frame where I thought all kids were going to Canada for just a regular vacation or going down to Jamaica for a vacation. That's just something that I thought was normal, and figuring out and learning that it wasn't normal, that was definitely a culture shock for me. I will say, me compared to everybody else that I went to school to, I typically was the only Jamaican in the school. And I say Jamaican because I grew up in a Jamaican household. I didn't really grow up like every other American kid. Now, I did watch some notable American movies, especially African American movies, but it was kind of hard for me because at the time I was too white for black kids, and I was too black for the white kids. So it was like a mixture of the two. It was kind of like, where do I really fit in? Like, it felt like at the time, like when you're a kid, you don't feel like it's hard to have like make friends because you're a kid. Like, you can just go to somebody and be like, hey, I like crayons, do you like crayons? And they like crayons, and now you're best friends and you're just besties. But the older I got, and it just started to like, it's not as easy anymore. Not that it's a bad thing, it's just friendships have to be more meaningful, and it was a little bit difficult at the time, specifically because I felt different than everybody. I don't relate to anybody. And then when I did visit Jamaica, I was about 12 on my first visit. I went with my dad and we stayed at the Shaw Park Beach Hotel and Resort. And I remember that. I had to be about 11 or 12. I went with my dad, so it wasn't even a thought for me to make friends, because if I'm correct, I was the only kid there. Not that it was like a adult only one, I don't think it was, but it was in Ocho Rios. And you know, at the time, my dad, back in the 90s, or really the 80s, let's take it back a little bit. My dad used to be a news anchor. So my dad was pretty much going around, you know, living his best life. Of course, he's older. He's still living his best life. But he's living his best life. And, you know, all of these people are recognizing my dad because they're like, do you know who your dad is? And I'm like, no. Like, who's my dad supposed to be? And apparently JMBC, Jamaica Broadcasting Station, broadcasting media station, it's either JMBC or JBC, I can't, but yeah, they're like, your dad is Richard Scott, and I'm just like, yeah, I know. Like, yeah, my dad was enjoying the hype of being former newscaster, but I mean, I want to say, other than that, I don't really think I related at that time, but I was too young. Fast forward a couple years when I go back and I'm 12, and I'm not staying in a hotel this time. I'm staying in the country part where my mom grew up in St. Mary. And that St. Mary's somewhere near Oneida Bay. It's called St. Mary's Parish. My mom didn't even come with me on this trip. It was me and my grandma and my aunt and my uncles, and I'm learning so much about the country, like the fact that there's no hot water, and me being this spoiled rich kid from a foreign, even though I don't even think I was rich, I had hot water. I thought everybody had hot water. Come to find out, this is normal. This is I don't like saying that it's a third world country, but it's a third world country, and so it's kind of like a culture shock for me to see how my parents lived here for majority of their lives, and then they leave here to go up there. So I was able to experience both ways, and I met a lot of people. A lot of the kids were very nice to me, and there were times where I was like, I don't think I can really relate to these kids because I don't understand what they're saying, and I still feel like that. I still feel like I don't understand a lot of things that people are saying when they're speaking to me, just because everyone speaks fast. Like, everyone in my family, they speak fast, and I don't. I'm born here. So I will say that was the last time that I went back down there to Jamaica. It will not be the last time, it's been the last time since. I will say I'm still trying to find my place in the world, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't think any of this is a bad thing. I wish I understood both worlds. I really do, and I'm sad that I don't. I saw this video by America Ferrera, who pretty much spoke about how that she is a first-gen kid, and I will link that down below so that you guys can watch that as well. And it wasn't until I watched the video by Contoro that I realized, wow, I'm really a first-gen kid. And even though American Ferrera was a first gen kid. She is Latina. So she had all of these people growing up around her. Of course, she's Latina in California. She has all of these people that can embrace her and help her go through this with her, and you know, not make her feel weird for why her parents or their parents won't do certain things, or are not okay with doing certain things, because we all understand. And it took watching that video to realize that I didn't have that. I don't want to cry, so I'm trying to keep my composure here. But it took watching the video to realize that I didn't have that growing up. Being an only child to Jamaican immigrants and being the oldest and the only first gen kid in the family until all of the other cousins that were born over the last couple of years. It feels like a whole lot of pressure on me to do everything right the first time so that I can tell them what to do. It's a whole lot of pressure to go to college. It's a whole lot of pressure to get a job and make good grades, and you're always compared to other people because those cousins and everyone else around you, other people's kids, they're like, well, you know, Candace is she's doing concerto in Sweden and all this stuff. Now granted, I don't know anybody named Candace who does concerto, but with using that type of example, that's what it feels like when you're a first gen kid and everyone tells you that you can be anything, but the entire world sees you as a regular black person and you don't even know what it means to be black. Because they really see me as a regular black American person, and I'm not negating that I am. But because I was raised in a Jamaican household, I was raised by Jamaican parents, I don't know how to be black in America. I don't know how to be Jamaican. I don't know who I really am. I just know that I'm me, and sometimes it's confusing, sometimes it's frustrating, especially when you're like a little kid and everybody's like, oh, you're Jamaican? Speak Jamaican. Like, I can't, but I have to like try and figure it out. It's a lot. It's a lot. I was not expecting to tear up in any way. I prepped for this class. I told myself no tears, no emotions, we are gonna get it together. Yeah. Now, in terms of college, because I don't want this to be a long video, in terms of college, I didn't finish in 4. I know most people finish in 4, but I didn't finish in 4. I went to the same school as my dad because I wanted to know more about being a black person. Like, I hate saying it like that, but I wanted to know more about the black American side because I never grew up with that. And I feel bad because I turned down several other schools specifically because I wanted to learn more about what the supposed heritage, Jesus, that word is eating me up, heritage of mine is supposed to be, because I have 2 now. I have America and I have Jamaican, and I don't feel like I know enough about Jamaican heritage, and I don't feel like I know enough about American. It's a lot. It's a lot. Now, Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. But I have no regrets on how I grew up. I'm an only child, and I would have loved to have some siblings, and I would have loved to have at least known more about both sides of my life and figure out more about who it is that I am. But I love being this blend of fusion that I am, because it's not gonna make sense to a lot of people. Not a lot of people are gonna understand what I just said. There's gonna be people that never understand what I say. But I hope that my story can at least help someone else, because I can't imagine how other people of other cultures come here and going through what I went through as a child and now as an adult. I can't imagine. And I just hope that they're okay, and that their mental health is okay, and if their mental health isn't okay, that they know that they have someone, a friend, a family member, a therapist, because therapy's good too, someone that will always be there listening to them, that will always understand what they're going through, even when you feel like you don't, even when you feel like no one does. Because sometimes it can be hard, and you're never alone. You're never alone. Well, I think I'm done, shedding tears and being extremely vulnerable today, because this is a lot. It's a lot. If you guys want to know more about this, any type of questions that you have, please feel free to drop them below in the caption. Not the caption, in the comments. Drop them below in the comments. And if you can't drop anything below in the comments, please feel free to send me a quick video, message, anything on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Regardless, I'm here. And if you guys just want to talk, dude, I'm here. So without further ado, thank you guys for tuning into this very, very, very special video today. And I will see you guys in the next video. Have a beautiful day, you guys. Bye.
At last, to my body so